Overpass on 19.
Yeah,
That's something else maybe that we can, that came up in the STEPS meeting,
right.
and maybe Eric can help with the schedule on the overpasses on 19.
Yeah, that would work because we had that massive accident on US 19 North, right by Bay Cove Apartments, where they shut all of US 19 down. I think from West Bay going up into Gulf to Bay, and I had a lot of students that I couldn't get home because of that. My buses had to become Christopher Columbus and navigate all the way around. You know, sometimes that's a challenge.
So
So
Melissa, I think yeah, they like to know the schedule of the overpasses. I could get some information, but I wanted to double check with DOT because there's a website online you can get a lot of those information from, but I thought maybe Eric can help us with that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because their contract completion was supposed to be in July, and that ain't happening. So they still got the gates on both sides from Hahn coming into Bay Cove. The gates are up there and locked up. So it would be nice if they could actually finish that, open it up. So see what happens. So Melissa, we'll give it to you. You'll be in charge of all.
Oh Lord.
Yep. Yep. Plus, I know I've been running Blaine ragged. That poor guy. I got a couple of stops on that US 19 North. Oh, that's the other one, Tampa Road and US 19 North. That right turn lane. Whew, I got more people jumping that right turn lane in the afternoon to keep on going straight than anybody that I've seen in my life. So,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, that's been a problem, especially during rush hour. So,
4 o'clock on, Mark.
yep.
That's a doozy. So, and I know Blaine's running around because I had the other problem, US 19 North and Highland Acres Drive. I got a wheelchair student that gets on there. And man, my driver gets more people blowing through there. I know he went out the first time. He bagged one, three of them went by him. He couldn't get them. So, but now she's writing them up. I got 15 to 20 cars passing her when she stops. So,
Yep, he'll go out there and take care of it.
oh, I know he's been excellent. I just feel bad. I beat him up. He said, Joe, he says, I'm trying. He said, but I'm one person. I says, hey, you got to get that boss of yours, Mr. Gualtieri, over there to extend a couple more guys out there.
Yeah, I've tried over the years. Well, I mean, Blaine can reach out to the patrol guys. As long as they're not on calls, they can probably go over there and help.
Okay. All right. No, we got a couple more minutes. Hopefully, I'm going to be in there. I'm real close right now, so I should be in my office. I'll speak to you guys in a couple of minutes.
All right. All right, Mark, it is 10 o'clock on the dot. Do you want to start or do you want to give another minute or two for folks to join?
No, just give it a couple more minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Melissa, we can get started.
All right, sounds good. So everybody, I am Melissa Shepherd with JMT, a District 7 safety consultant. And just to let everybody know, this meeting is being recorded. And if you are not speaking, please mute your mics. So I'll just go down the list here of folks on the call. All right, and first we got Basit Ali.
Hi all, my name is Basit Ali and I work for Kimley Horn and I'm a transportation engineer.
Thank you. Brenton Mosier.
Hi, Brenton Mosier with USF Qatar.
Thank you. Joe Camara.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Joe Camaro, Pinellas County Schools and Transportation.
Thank you. Mark Easty.
Sergeant Mark E.C., Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you. Kathy Gatamar. All right, well, she's on the call. George Edmonston.
Good morning, George Edmiston Benish, and I'm the District 7 Safety Consultant.
Sir. Eric Henry.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Eric Henry, FDOT District 7 Safety.
Thank you. Jason Levy.
Jason Levy, St. Pete Police Lieutenant.
Thank you. Jim Hartwell.
Morning, Jim Hartwell, Element Engineering, D7 Safety Consultant.
Thank you. Mashid.
Good morning, Mashi Daraste, American Quality Consultants, FDAT Safety Ambassador.
Thank you. Daniel Negersmith.
Daniel Eggersmith, City of Clearwater Police Department, Sergeant there.
Thank you. Lori Paleo.
Lori Paleo with JMT.
Thank you. Miss Joan Rice.
Morning, everybody. Joan Rice, Pinellas County Public Works.
Thank you. John Riemann.
Riemann. Good morning, everybody. John Riemann, Pinellas County Public Works.
Thank you. Robin Morton.
Good morning, everybody. Robin Morton, Program Specialist for MAD in West Central Florida.
Thank you. Sarah.
Morning, Sarah Linares with Way Engineering.
Thank you. And then Sergeant Klopper.
Hello, Mike Klopfer, Pinellas Fire Police Department.
Thank you. And then if there was anyone else who I did not call your name, but you are on, please feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Kathy Gadamer, City of Dunedin.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? Okay, all right, thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Melissa. we'll start out with the approval of the January meeting minutes. I know Melissa sent that out. So if you guys had a chance to look at it, and then I'll need somebody to motion to approve it, and then someone to second it, please.
This is
Motion.
Cheryl. I'll move approval.
Thank you, Cheryl. Second.
Mashi.
Thank you, Mashid. All right, we'll move on to committee reports, starting with enforcement. We'll start with Pinellas Park PD. Do you have anything from last month and anything coming up this month?
Yeah, we still have both of our grants active and running. We conducted a New Year's Eve DUI detail that was successful. Coming up this February, we are doing a Super Bowl DUI detail, which seems to be one of our more successful nights. And then if you were unaware, we had a couple of vacancies within the traffic unit due to promotions, and I'm happy to report we were able to fill a daytime traffic unit spot and one DUI spot. So our traffic enforcement is obviously significantly improved here recently. So that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Clearwater PD. Dan?
We going to be working the wolf pack with you guys coming up here shortly in the next month or so. We did a DUI enforcement on New Year's Eve. This month I think we're getting killed with fatalities. We've got 3, and we had another one last night, so we're up to 4. That was just an SBI. We're just finishing up recon, which is crash reconstruction, and we're going to be starting advanced for next month. We're going to be doing a detail going into starting of spring break as well. So we're going to start focusing in on Memorial Causeway and Court Street and working those areas. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dan. St. Pete PD, Lieutenant Lee.
Sorry, Mike cut out. Were you looking for me, Jason Levy?
Yeah, do you have anything from last month or anything coming up this month for enforcement?
Yeah, we did a scooter operation downtown last month. We're going to continue those monthly. We've been having issues downtown with the micro mobility devices. We are doing a move over operation next week during the day on Gandy Boulevard. And we had a fatality yesterday morning involving a bicyclist.
Yeah, Pinellas County really taking a beating with the fatals. They just had FHP had one this morning, a motorcyclist, and we had one on Tuesday. So we're definitely not starting out the year very well.
Yep.
All right, as far as go ahead.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. For the sheriff's office, we did do a New Year's Eve detail. I don't have the stats from it. It was just basically the DUI and the traffic guys. But unfortunately, it was either right before midnight or right after we had a vehicle crash, which FHP ended up working it. But the kid was doing 120 something, T-boned the car and wasn't wearing a seatbelt, got ejected. So we worked that. January 16th and 17th, I went up with the executive director, Larry Coggins, to North Charleston for a NHTSA MAD impaired driving summit up there. Me and a couple other law enforcement officers from around the state went up there. The one-day training class, that was pretty good. I actually just got back yesterday from teaching at the DUI manslaughter seminar in Lake Mary, which is hosted by TSRP. Vin Petty runs those courses. We have multiple agencies that were in there. I know I saw St. Pete in there. We had probably about half a dozen of our folks in there as well, to include the prosecutors from the 6th Judicial Circuit, which is our attorney. And I know Dan was saying that he's actually finishing up the recon class. I think it's today that they're taking the test. But for the law enforcement folks, go to those websites, whether it be IPTM, FDSI or even Ben's website. There's a bunch of free courses coming up. There's a middle class coming up in a couple of weeks. February 12th, February 13th. Middle stands for Marijuana Impaired Detection, Driving Detection for Law Enforcement. And then they're both one-day courses. And then they have the regular middle and then the advanced middle. Right afterwards, it's being held at the sheriff's office. The registration's free. So if you have anybody interested in those courses, have them sign up through IPTM. I also have a ped bike class I'm going to be teaching through IPTM in April. It only has 8 students in there. So if you guys know of anybody that needs to go to that class, again, it's free and it's being held at the sheriff's office. And I know we've been doing some traffic. We did a Bayside Bridge detail last month with the helicopter using the stopwatch, stopped numerous cars. Only one car over 100 miles an hour, which is actually pretty good because typically when I went up, there were about 3 or 4 cars going well over 100 miles an hour on the Bayside. So they're going to be planning on doing more of those in the future. But that's all I have. And I don't see, is there anybody else from the enforcement side that I don't see on here? No. All right.
Hey, Mark.
Go ahead.
This is Brenton from USF Cutter. I'll just add a couple things. I think I said this last time. Our ELEE is ended. All the details are in. All the equipment orders have just been finalized. So we're excited to get the equipment into the hands of our law enforcement partners. And we'll have the ceremony to distribute those on Thursday, March 21st. And the ceremony is going to be up in Brooksville. I will say there's a lot of different small lasers and stuff, but both Indian Shores and Treasure Island are getting large speed feedback trailers, so that'll be some good, equipment for Gulf Boulevard.
Yes, and I will be at that award presentation as well. All right, anything else for enforcement before we move on? Engineering? Cheryl Stacks with St. Pete, do you have anything?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Sorry I was late. We have been working with USDOT because they're giving us the grant for Safe Streets and Roads for All to modify that from a big capital request to just the planning dollars. But we've been working with them on that agreement and the scope. And really what's I think important to this group is that when we update our Complete Streets implementation plan, it'll include a Vision Zero element and a comprehensive traffic safety analysis that wasn't included in the original Complete Streets plan. So it will have a pretty significant, like I said, comprehensive traffic safety analysis looking at all modes of traffic and vehicular, bicycle, pedestrian crashes. So once we get the agreement with USDOT later this year, we'll get that effort underway. It's probably a 1-year effort for us to update the plan. Other than that, I think that's the big stuff. We do have some resurfacing going on in the city right now. Contractors doing some work and we resurfacing 40th Avenue today. They were resurfacing down there, Pinellas Point Drive. And when they do these resurfacing projects, sometimes there's changes to the bicycle infrastructure. So we'll be working on and getting those done. We're adding some green paint and stuff down by Pinellas Point Drive, but relocating the bike infrastructure on 40th. So some changes there. And then continuing to work with our FDOT partners on the HSIP grant that we presented last month. We got some good momentum on that. The vendor that has that curbing product, they're actually going to go ahead and do the design for us. And so we're working through the process on that. But I think that those are the high points. Other than I will let Valerie talk about with Fort Pinellas talk about our walk audit that we just did on 49th Street. So that's all for me. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, we had a good turnout. We did a walk audit on 49th with St. Pete and Gulfport. We did one during the day for more of the technical side, and then in the evening opened it up to the community and the business district there. So got some good feedback, and we'll be implementing or putting that into a plan and making recommendations.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
George Edmonton.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Yeah, so Brenton pretty much highlighted a lot of the stuff with ELE, and we did get St. Pete's Light Tower in yesterday, so equipment's starting to roll in. As for the ELE3, that's probably going to start on in mid-April. We've met with most of the agencies to give them an idea of where the program's going from there. So we're certainly excited to do that, and we're going to put a lot more multi-jurisdictional details together in that upcoming event as well. So yeah, the program's going 3 years in a row, and we can't do it without the support of our law enforcement partners. So we certainly appreciate everybody's hard efforts out there.
Thank you. John Ryman.
Hey guys, I don't really have much to update you on. I was hoping George was going to bring up the RSA we did. We haven't heard anything back from JMT or FDOT on that. So we're just waiting for that. And I don't have anything else to add, but I will throw it to Joan if she has anything to add.
Hey, John,
Sure.
I can cover that if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, it was, correct me, what was the date on that, John? I've got, my days are running over. It was in December, was it not?
Yeah, it was in the end of the year. Yep.
Okay, so we did a roadway safety audit off systems to assist Pinellas County with 49th Street to encompass the Bayside Bridge all the way up to State Road 688. Some of the things that were addressed in that roadway safety audit were some transit locations, relocating those, adding additional crosswalks, a third leg to signalized intersections, some recommendations for cleaning up some of the sidewalks, the infrastructure, including speed feedback signs coming off the Bayside Bridge, and some intersection improvements as well. A lot of low-cost countermeasures were some of those recommendations, and I know JMT is preparing the report, but certainly we had a lot of feedback from all the participants, including PSTA, so I certainly think we should be able to move forward and make some drastic improvements out there quickly.
And this is Mahshid. I think Anthony's done with his report. And
Okay.
I have a copy. If you all want, I can send it to you or ask Anthony to send it to you.
Yeah, I think that was still the
Please.
draft, was it not, Machine? I was waiting for.
It is a draft. Yeah, it
wanted
is
to
a
make
draft.
sure FDOT approved it first before I distributed it. So yeah, I did
Sure,
see that.
sure. Yes, yes.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, no problem.
George, where did they propose the crosswalk to be put in?
So
On
right in front of the courthouse, there's a two-legged crosswalk in front of Bayside High School, adding a third on the north side, removing the bus stops in front of Safe Harbor and relocating a larger transit station to the signalized intersection on the far side. So we can reduce those mid-block crossings because Scotty Pierce was out there. I was running some speeds as well and picking up 60 to 80 mile an hour speeds coming off that Bayside Bridge. And that's certainly catastrophic for pedestrians trying to cross 6 legs of the roadway there.
So they're going to move that bus stop that's over there off of 145th. They're going to get rid of that one and then have them stop over there in front of the courthouse?
Well, that was a recommendation. I think it's certainly feasible to do that. It's not that much further away.
No, it's not. And they can finally cross properly because that's the main complaint I got from them because I used to go out there and do enforcement is why they put a bus stop out here and I have to walk in the opposite direction. I'm like, listen, I get it, but you still need to go that way or it's you versus a car. And these cars aren't doing 45 coming off the bridge.
That's correct. Yeah, it makes sense to do that. Obviously, the foliage around those sidewalks needs to be maintained so we have that clear access. The gateway also ties into that project. So we had some recommendations as that project comes to a completion here in late April or May as it ties into that 49th Street corridor as well. So certainly a lot of feedback from all the stakeholders. I think it's certainly low-cost stuff that can be accomplished. Let's see where we can get with it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Eric Henry.
I'm going to go ahead and add something to the 49th Street. We're also with Ford Pinellas, hi Valerie, adding on to the Safe Streets for All 49th and the Lellman area as well. So that just kicked off. So we haven't even done any kind of field work yet, but that will be starting soon.
Sounds good. Thank you,
And
Joe.
just jumping in on just continuing that real quick. We did just kick off with Largo also on the Safe Streets for All. So we're gonna be looking at Seminole Boulevard from, I think that's West Bay to down to the Elmer, no, I forgot where the sheriff's office is. But anyway, so we're gonna make sure that DOT is involved in that. So of course it's state road and make sure any recommendations. So we'll be doing a walk audit there too. And then, let's see, I think that's it. We will be kicking off with Oldsmar soon, but not yet. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Eric, you there? He must have stepped away from his desk. Anyone else from engineering on the line that have any updates for their committee report? Nope. Okay. Brendan Mosher, do you have anything from Ped Bike? I know you talked about ELE.
Yeah, so on Saturday, February 27th, we are working with Ford Pinellas to do some trail safety, education, etiquette outreach. I believe some law enforcement is going to be partnering with us on that too, and then focusing on the motorists. So I believe they have 2 spots set up, one in Dunedin and one in St. Petersburg. So we'll just have like a table with safety information, lights, visibility items, etc. And then on Saturday, March 2nd, St. Petersburg and Fort Pinellas are hosting the next Bike Your City ride. So that will start at Childs Park, and I'll put the link for that in the chat with more information.
All right.
Brandon, the event on the 27th, do you know where it is in Dunedin?
17th, and I am not sure. I'll have to get with Kyle for the exact location.
Okay, thank you.
I could add to that. The Dunedin location will be where Pinellas County will be at. It'll be at Skinner and 580.
Thank you.
All right. Joe, with education, I know you got a bunch of stuff.
All right. I know my first question is that Han Bridge overpass. When is Eric gonna actually have the FDOT open that up?
I saw somebody walking on it earlier this week.
They had the gates on it because we had that massive accident on the northbound side where they shut everything down for a couple of hours. The gates are still up on both sides of the on the Han side and the Bay Cove apartment side. So I don't know who was walking across it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was just driving underneath and saw somebody walking across. I'm like, oh, it's finally open.
Yeah, no, because they got a lot of their work crews are still there. So, their trucks are around. So unless we get confirmation, I could have used the overpass last week with that accident. It was shut down for about 3 hours. There was a truck and something else involved with that, and they shut everything down from, I think, East Bay all the way up to Gulf to Bay. Pinellas Gulf Coast Academy and Coachman Compound. I spoke with Eric about this. They put the lineators in the middle of that road, and that was done before our compound and the bus entrance was actually done. And I really need to know if those guys, they really look nice, but they need to take them out because I got propane trucks that are coming in there, and that turn going southbound is really tight. These guys are hitting them. So if they could remove them, that would be a plus. And US 19 North and Tampa Road, that right turn lane. I don't know, Mark, if you could get delineators put in there to stop these people from cutting over. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's a free for all.
They're just gonna blast the delineators like they do at McMullen and Tarpon Woods.
Oh, I know. But I know you guys can't be monitoring that all the time, but these people are traveling 50, 55 miles an hour. and saying, well, you know what, I'm not going to make the right turn. I'm just going straight now. You know, and unfortunately, when I have some of my buses sitting in that right lane, it doesn't make for a good mix.
Yeah. No, what I'll reach out to the North County CPO sergeant and have him put a directed patrol in that for that area. So the patrol deputies, when they're free, they can go up there.
Okay. And the other thing, I know Blaine's been helping me out a lot, but I got a wheelchair stop on that US 19 North and Highland Avenue, right where that cycle shop is. The woman comes from all the way down Highland Acres Drive. She pushes the child all the way through that bumpy road. And it's the only spot where my bus could pick this child up. And people are just, they're impossible. You know, we count anywhere from 10 to 15 cars going through the stop arms. They will not stop. So Blaine went out there that one day, but he said, Joe, he says, I'm really tied up. So, you know, whatever you could do, if you could get some of the extra units, it's between 8:30 and 8:45.
Is it mostly in the morning when they're blowing the stop arms, or is it both morning and afternoon?
No, it's just mornings.
Just morning, okay.
Just mornings, yeah. So that's about it. I don't want to bog you guys down. That's what I got so far.
No worries. All right, Eric, I see you're back on. Did you have anything for engineering, by the way?
Hey, Mark. Yeah, sorry I had to hop off for a sec there.
No worries.
Nothing in particular, no. Just continuing to support our partners and everything they have going on. Supporting USF, tabling events, that kind of thing. Nothing too much on the engineering side. I will say, Joe, like I said, I know I sent some emails out to some folks about that, those delineators in the median, but I don't think I ever heard anything back. So I'll follow up on that, and then I'll see if I can talk to the PM on that overpass and get a expected open date for that as well.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you, Eric, and thank you for last week. Unfortunately, got called away, and I couldn't reach out to anybody because I was in meetings, and unfortunately, I meet with the sheriff all the time, and things came up, and by the time I looked at my watch, it was already too late. So thanks for taking over the meeting last month.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Anybody else have anything for committee reports before we move on?
Yes, I have some stuff for education. This is Jennifer with Nation Traffic Safety School. Sorry, I hopped on a little late.
No worries, go ahead.
So a couple of things. One, just date off my brain here. February 12th and 13th is Teen Safe Driver Coalition meeting for anybody that wants to attend. It's in Orlando. I'll be there. They'll also be updating on the statewide first annual Battle of the Belts. So hopefully that is coming to fruition, and I know they had some delays, so I can have some more information for you after that. I can send it out to whoever is interested. I know Hillsborough just finished theirs within their county. I'm not sure if Pinellas does one individually as well, but that is something that is on the agenda. So I wanted to give a heads up on that. Also, we got some numbers from the DHMV as well as coinciding that with Signal 4 and what is this, fires from DHMV, looking at collisions since 2005. Compared to course completions. So with course completions, we're looking at your 4-hour basic driver improvement class, the one that for elections and basic tickets, as well as the 12-hour advanced driver improvement class. That's for like point suspensions, court orders, habitual traffic offenders. So with those two course completions, and we looked at those in comparison with the collisions, and it's very interesting. I thought the group would like to know. So in 2005, for example, our collision numbers were about 265,000, and our course completions were roughly 655,000. And as of 2022, our collision rates, as we all know, have increased. The numbers that were reported through there were roughly 700,000, and our course completions were completely opposite at roughly 264,000. So very interesting looking at education versus collisions and how they cross. We do have a graph as well. So if that's something that anybody would like to have, just to have all in one place to kind of enforce education and how important it is. Some other conversations we've had with individuals is if we're not getting tickets, that's great. And if we're not having collisions, that's great. But some of the individuals I've spoken with in different areas have completely admitted to not being up to date with laws and even technology in their cars. So that education component, they admit haven't had one since driver's ed, or, when they first got their license, however many years ago. So like tens, decades, years ago. So just some updates there from education, and we are working on this. This is something we're sending to judges, hearing officers, specifically Pinellas and Hillsborough, as well as other counties in the state. So if that's anything anybody wants, just send me an email or put it in the chat, and I'll be happy to send that one docket to you. That's all I've got for now.
Thank you, Jennifer. And you bring up a good point, this for the law enforcement folks. As far as stat reporting, a couple of years ago when I was attending the Florida Impaired Driving Coalition, Dr. Lee at USF Cutter did a study regarding the amount of pending toxicology reports that each law enforcement agency has every year. And I want to say the percentage was anywhere from 25 to 35% that are still pending. So depending on what electronic crash form that you use, I know we use Trax, and Trax was able to build us like a reminder feature so that we can go in there, monthly and look and see what's open and go ahead and update the toxicology results once we go back to the case file. So if you guys are already doing that, that's great. If you guys aren't, try to find a way with, your electronic crash reporting to get those updated so that we can show the numbers, especially when we're dealing with impaired driving crashes. Robin Morton with MAD, do you have anything?
Good morning again, everybody. We are actually participating in the Fit 5K in St. Pete on Saturday, doing a tabling event for them. We're doing a lot of outreach with the different sheriff's departments for the teen driving challenge. So we're working on that right now. Gearing up for a busy time with us for middle schools and high school presentations with driver's ed. And I am actually doing some outreach with the school bus transportation departments. I'm a 24-year school bus veteran, and I would like to speak with them and get them involved with our mission of keeping impaired driving off the roads. So I'm going to be doing some outreach with the different school bus transportation departments as well.
Perfect, thank you. Anybody else have anything for committee reports for anything?
Hey, I can quickly hop back in. I just sent a message to the PM for that Han Boulevard overpass there, Joe. She said it's looking like it's going to open mid-February.
Thank you. Mid-February, okay.
Thank you, Eric.
Yes, sir.
All right, anybody else?
Hey, Mark, could I add one more thing?
Sure. Anything for you, Joe?
CarFit, it's a program that's designed to help older drivers. It teaches them about their equipment. Well,
yeah, I remember that.
Okay, they have a program going in Gannon University in Ruskin on February 12th. It's between 8:20 and 10:20 a.m. It's a great thing because I know a lot of people, they buy these new cars and the technology is so far advanced, and the deal is, here's your car, good luck. Nobody reads the book. So
yep.
They're out, not for anything, but I'm a technician, so I'll be at that one. But if anybody would like to come, more than willing. Fran Rogers, she sets it up. Or I got a phone number and all. If they want to come, it's free. You come down, they give you the questionnaire, you sign everything in. They go through everything with you. It takes about 20 minutes of your time. It's a great experience.
Yeah, when I was in patrol for that short stint last year, and I remember you brought that up, I referred a couple of people over there, and I ended up talking to them later on, and they had nothing but good things to say and good feedback about it. Because you're right, a lot of these cars, especially these 2022, 2023, 2024s, there's so much technology, and like they don't know how to set up their phone in the car. They don't even know what half of the traffic safety devices in there, the lane departure assist, the brake assist, and all that other stuff. So yeah, it was a very good course. It got very good feedback from those people.
Yeah, because the thing that I found interesting too, even with the airbags, there's a certain way to set your seat up where your airbag doesn't impale you. You know, because when it blows out, if your head is the wrong way, it'll actually lift your chin off
lift your chin up.
body.
Yep.
Yeah. So it goes through everything with that. So if anybody's interested, it's February 12th, 8:20 to 10:20 down at Gannon University.
And just to piggyback on that really quick, also hand positions on your steering column. It's not 10 and 2 anymore, and people still teach that. It's actually 9 and 3, 8 and 4 for that same reason of the airbag and safety for you. So absolutely. And Joe, I'm going to write that down. I meant to ask as well if anybody has any events that that's happening. We now are producing a newsletter out to our students that have come through our courses to help with educating when laws change or events in the communities. So if anybody in Pinellas wants to send me some dates coming up, we just sent out our January, but it was late, so I'll have one for February. So anything mid-February, on, I would love to put it and, advertise that for you as well. So my email, I'll put it again in the chat for anybody that wants to send me some dates.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Yeah, I'll give you all the information and the phone number for Fran. All righty, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jen. All right, anything else for committee reports? All righty, we'll move on to problem locations. First one's the bus stops. Joe already mentioned it, so I'll make sure we have some directed patrols out there in those areas. Does anybody have any other areas that they're have constant problems with passing the stop on? All righty. Light at Tucker Mall. I actually talked to Officer Gaston. They're still working on this. I thought he was at the conference with Tarpon Springs up in Lake Mary, so we'll leave that one there. And the signal at Starkey and Willow. Again, that one's still under construction, so we'll wait until those two get completed. Does anyone have any new problem locations to add? All right. Now we'll move on to Mashid with the HSIP reports.
Good morning again. So as you know, the HSIP portal is up and running. We have had applications in. It's working very well. We're working on application codes, getting some numbers to the request for materials. And Cheryl made a presentation on the zipper style bike lane delineators, and we're working on getting codes on that. Just a note that if a material that's requested is on the FDOT approved product list, it's much easier to get a code and be able to fund it. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. If you have any questions about applications, I would be more than happy to help out. Remember, it's first come, first serve. So that's all I have. We don't have any presentations this time. Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. Going to the fatal crash map and high intersection. So right now, at least according to the map that I have, there have been 5 crashes with a total of 6 fatalities. At this point last year, we were at 11 crashes with 12 fatalities. Again, I don't see the one from Tuesday, but then again, that was new. And then FHP had one here. Also, I don't see the one, and again, FHP probably didn't complete the report yet, but the one at 19 and Klosterman that happened, again, minutes after midnight from New Year's Eve to New Year's Day. So we're probably sitting at around 9, which to me, that's way too much. But again, it's still lower than last year. I was kind of hoping with, the end of December that we would be under 100 fatals for the year, but that wasn't the case. So hopefully we'll try for it this year, but we're definitely not off to a good start. Anyone have any questions about the map?
Hey, Mark, I was just going to comment on that. I know last weekend was just a horrible weekend just in Tampa Bay. I think Largo had a double on Sunday. Clearwater's had a couple. St. Pete's got 2. Tarpon's got 1. So we've got probably closer to 14. We're just a little behind getting some of those numbers updated because tracking is kind of difficult. But
yeah, I know
there's quite a few out there. Hopefully February starts off a little bit better, but certainly January was not very good for us here in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah. Any other questions about the fatal map? Alrighty. Next, move into open forum. I do want to start out with, so as you can see, the next meeting is going to be March 7th. And it's in person. Is there anybody that wants to host the next CTST meeting in March at their facility or their agency or whatever? No takers? If not, no big deal. I can probably look and we can get it hosted here. I know we've been to St. Pete, we've been to Largo, we went to Pinellas Park. The last one that we did have in person was here. So I was kind of hoping Brandy Howard would be on the line. I don't see her because we used to always host in-person meetings at the Suncoast Safety Council. But I thought that'd be a good place to bring it back to. Maybe I'll reach out to her and see if she has room for it. If not,
Mark, Pinellas County TMC was always nice too.
Oh, the one on Ulmerton?
The one at Drew on 19 with the traffic management center.
Yeah.
Maybe Joan can help us.
Yeah, I was trying to hope for a different place because I normally forget her name. She's the supervisor over there because she'll do a traffic like a traffic operations presentation for us. She'll have some of her folks come in.
Yeah, Danita
Danita,
Jones.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll reach out to her and see if she wants to do if she can host it there again and have some of her folks do a quick presentation like they normally do.
It's March the 7th, you said?
Yep. First Thursday.
Okay, because
If
I'm
not. Oh, sorry, Joan. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at our large conference room. It looks like it's booked for that day, but give a call to Danita and see if she can squeeze you in.
Okay, I mean, if not, like I said, I'll reach out to Brandy because I know we haven't been over at Suncoast Safety Council in a while. Because I want to try a different place. So.
PSTA is centrally located, and it might be good to kind of engage them a little bit more. So that might be another opportunity to see if they could host us.
The building off 34th Street over there.
Yeah, and share a drive, kind of. I mean, it's pretty centrally located, and like I said, it might be interesting, and it would engage them more in our safety efforts. Could be a nice linkage.
I totally agree. Does anyone know a contact over there?
Yes, I will send word over to the PSA staff and copy you, Mark.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cheryl. Great
All right,
idea,
no
by
problem.
the way. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Anybody else have anything? Go ahead.
If none of those pan out, we could also reach out to Pinellas Ops and see if we can have it there.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I just want to try a different place, something new. But I think I think you're right, Cheryl. PSTA would be great because if we're there, then they'll engage on it. Then they'll see what it is that we do, and then eventually hopefully assign somebody to attend the meetings. So. All right, so at least we definitely have options. I'll keep our office on the back burner if it's last resort, but we'll start with PSTA and then Pinellas Ops. All right, does anybody have anything else?
Yes, this is Kathy Gadamer from the city of Dunedin. I just want to add that on February 20th, with Forward Pinellas, we'll be presenting to the city commission a review and recommendation draft report for the Beltry Street Safe Streets for All grant. So this will be the first step in getting the recommendations approved, and then we can go ahead in the future and get grants for implementation. So that's all. Thank you.
Sorry about that, Kathy.
Anyone else have anything? No. All right. The one thing I do want to add, I don't know if Mr. Doug Hansen reached out to anybody else, but he reached out to me last month, and I guess based on his schedule and I guess the day and time that our meetings were occurring, we're kind of interfering with whatever else he had going on. So he stepped down. So I told him, at any point if he wants to come back, he's more than willing. He was a wealth of knowledge, based on his background and some issues he would bring up. So you don't see Doug. That's why he just had a scheduling conflict. But other than that, I don't have anything else. And if nobody else does, stay safe, and then we'll see you in person, hopefully at PSTA or some other location.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
Have a good week.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.